In case you're a tourist planning to go to Bangkok, then the question is how do you move around in town while you're here? What is the best way? How do you do it? I mean, it's expensive, cheap, whatever. Anyway, so first you have to get here, and most people actually take the airplane. You come here and land, and then you want to go into the city. And what do? Well, you can go out and grab a taxi or like a shuttle and drive in. But there is a better way, because what happens here is that there's a lot of traffic. Depending on the hours. If you come very late, like super early morning, maybe it's better, but usually traffic is kind of bad. So the smartest way is to go in and go down to the train station. They have a train station, and you buy a token. And you buy that token in a machine, and it's very cheap. It gives you a little, looks like a little coin. I think the price is around 45 baht. The train is modern. It looks like a metro system, like a subway. You go in, you pay, and on the way out, you put that coin in the machine like an exit token. You actually put that inside the machine, and that's the best way. It will take you all the way into downtown Bangkok, where most people prefer to stay. I think the train stops 7. They probably have 7 stations, maybe it was 8, I forgot. And you end up in Phaya Thai station. And the good thing is, right there, you can actually switch and go into the BTS station, the skytrain. And that's another one, and you need to prepare if you want to do that. There are. I mean, again, you can buy a token, of course. You can line up and buy a token for one trip. But if you're going to stay here for a week or 2 or 3 or whatever, you might go and buy a card for it. You can buy like it looks like a little credit card that you put money on it. And every time you go in and you want to take a ride, you swipe. It's like, or touch, like a beep, and then you go in, right? And that's probably the best way. You keep that in your pocket. They have 2 lines, basically. They have the Sukhumvit, that is the light green, go up and down in downtown. They also have the Silom line that goes like across, kind of. It goes from the national station, I believe, to some other town outside. And the good thing with that is that you can get down to the river. So if you are in downtown, you use the light green line, Sukhumvit, and then you switch over the dark green line that takes you down to the river. And I'm sitting here by the river, by the way. Why do you want to go to the river? Well, because it's dirt cheap to go up and down the river in a boat like the one coming here. You see the orange flag at the back? That's the express boat. It costs literally nothing. It's 15 baht to go up and down, and you can go way up in the river. And you can go up 30 stations north, you can go a few, 4 or 5 south. And that's the way to do it, because the big advantage is that you're bypassing traffic. I mean, not only that, I mean, it's cheap, right? It's 15 bucks. I mean, it takes you everywhere. It takes you to the Royal Palace, takes you to Wat Arun Temple, it takes you to all the crazy shopping places you want to go to, and it doesn't cost anything. It's very little, at least. And it's fast. That's why they call it express boat. And you see, that's the orange flag. They also have yellow and green and no flag. And some of them are more, in the morning when people are commuting to work, and some are in the evening, a few hours when people get off work. The orange line goes all day long, and it's a quick boat. goes up and down, and I highly recommend you to do that. Well, the other way in town here is to take a taxi, but keep in mind, you hop into a taxi, it's not going anywhere because traffic is too intense, especially if you are in downtown by Sukhumvit, that line or street in there. You can sit in the taxi forever and the meter is just ticking, and you pay for it and you don't get anywhere, right? Plus you're sitting in traffic. How fun is that? You can also take something that is a lot better. That's the tuk-tuk. It's a little moped car, right? With 3 wheels, one in the front and 2 in the back. That's quicker. They have a higher rate of mobility. They can move around in traffic. They are really quick. They're also super fun to sit in the back. I mean, you come in like a serious dude, and as soon as you hop in, you feel like 5 years old. Okay? But again, you pay a price for it, and they always start high. You have to negotiate. They always ask for some silly amount, and you need to deal with these guys all the time. Another thing is taxi and tuk-tuk. That's a scam business. Pretty much. I mean, never ever go to the guys sitting outside like a hotel or some of these train stations or tourist attractions. They are 100% scam. And if they start talking to you in a friendly way and show you a map and oh yeah, you know, you should go and see this and this and this, and it's only 50 baht. Don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it, because that's 100% scam, right? Because what happens is they will drive you around to all these weird places you don't really want to see, and they are sponsored from these companies. For instance, they take you to the silk factory and this and that, and they also throw in a temple for you, some meaningless dumb temple you don't even want to see, right? And you pay the 50 bahts, but you are expected to buy stuff. Forget about these guys. Go away from all attractions, find a guy on a side street, a regular dude, and see what he's asking, and then whatever he say, you go half of that. He said 200, you say maybe 100 or maybe even lower, and then you meet somewhere in the middle, right? And then you have an honest drive, and he probably makes money from you anyway. But at least you're not scammed, because you take one of these other guys, you are scammed. I mean, you will be. They will fool you. These guys are professional. Keep that in mind, and you are not, probably. What else do we have? Well, if you are brave enough, you can take the motorcycle taxi. Those are the guys with they have orange vests on, and they sit everywhere. You hop in the back of a motorcycle, and boom, boom, boom. They take you like slalom in between the traffic, and that's, of course, is a convenient way of traveling if you're brave enough. And I'm just saying, some people are not, and but if you are into that, that's probably the quickest way if you want to be in traffic. Otherwise, take the SkyTrain, take the metro, and definitely take the river. That will take you around inside Bangkok. There are more alternatives. You can take like a rickshaw in certain areas, maybe not in downtown because it wouldn't work, but if you go out to these more suburbs out there, you have those alternatives as well. For instance, if you take the express boat up to station 30, you go out and walk in the street. You have a lot of these rickshaw taxis, basically. Same thing, you have to negotiate a good price. And then you want to go to other tourist attractions. You might move outside of the city core. Then you need to take the train. And those trains, if you take like a Thai state train from Ho Lam Phong railway station, which is just a few minutes, what is it, like a few minutes west, I believe, in the city core. You take the metro system and you end up there. Those are dirt cheap. You pay nothing. I mean, 20 bucks for 2 hours ride on the train, which is like 50 cents or something. I mean, it's very, very cheap. And you can go up. You can go to Laos, you can go to Chiang Mai, you can go anywhere on these trains. Most people in town, they want to go to see the ruins north of town here, Ayutthaya, and that's very cheap and it's very convenient. They have different classes, by the way. I recommend take the third class. There is no big difference anyway. I think if you do a second class wagon on that train, maybe you get your own little chair, but sit in the third class. It's pretty comfy. And enjoy, and it's not full, and it's easy. You can just line up and buy a ticket. They go every, I forgot if it's every 20 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever in the morning from the Lamphong railway station. And that's a very interesting experience if you like to see an old train, right? Of course, the government here is improving all the time, and they have big plans for Bangkok. So a lot of this stuff is changing. Right when I'm recording this, they are building new lines and they are fixing. So eventually, what I'm telling you right now will be obsolete. But at least right now, today, this is the way to do it. And I'll tell you another thing. Another advantage of being down here by the river is that it cools you down. You are in the city core. It's going to be smoky. You can barely breathe. It's sweaty. You're just sitting there. You're not getting anywhere. Come to the river. It cools you down. It's more fresh air, and it's very fun. You see all these boats out here. You have a lot of these tourist boats, but the express boat is the way to do it. And you hear these guys whistling all the time, and that's how they communicate. You just go in there, buy a ticket for nothing, and hop onto the boat. Some of the boats, though, they don't go all night long. So then you need to, if you want to cross the river in the middle of the night, it's another ferry you need to take. But up and down, daytime, no problems. Express boat, it's the way to do it. They will not scam you. It's a fixed price. Easy, easy, easy. Here's one. The orange line. Yeah, so that's about it. And if you stay here a week or two, you will be scammed. There is no doubt. They will fool you. They will trick you. You think you're talking to a friendly person. They are friendly, by the way. They are. Even if they scam you with a smile. How about that? Oh, yeah, where are you from? They ask you that. Where are you from and where are you going? And depending on where you go, I mean, people will shove a taxi ride down your throat or a tuk-tuk, and you will just be silly stupid, and you will go for it, right? Anyway, those are my recommendations. I wish you good luck and enjoy your trip here.